Fairy Reads. I'm Sam the Fairy. Thank you for being here with me. I have a message for you. Are you ready? Okay. So I got a mic. I got a mic. I hope y'all can hear me. Like, I've been doing a lot of test runs just to see if it's working. I got a mic. I got a light. You hear me? I'm feeling like I'm getting a little official. Before I start this reading, I just want to say I'm going to start with my day. Okay. So You know, I've been having a lot of understandings about me and my identity and the way that I show up in the world and how unique it is. And I really do believe that we are the way that we're supposed to be. And what we come with is exactly what we need to come with. You know what I'm saying? And I've been like encountering people, like looking at storylines. I was watching Sex Education, and there's like a gay African character who I didn't expect to resonate so much with, but I did. And it was just such a beautiful experience. And then I had an Uber driver who felt like it matched something that I experienced watching the show, which is someone having an encounter with God. And today I had an experience with the Uber driver who was just like, you're like, she's like, she's a theologist. And she was just like, yeah, you're on the right path. And you should um you should keep doing what you're doing. Don't let nobody tell you any different. Like you're exactly where you need to be. And I was just like, thank you. I needed to hear that so bad. And it's not that I doubt that I'm where I need to be. It just feels so lonely sometimes. Like it feels like I'm in this place where I'm becoming something different. And sometimes around me, it might be hard to understand what I'm becoming and why and who I'm growing into, especially if I was used to being in a box. And it's like I'm breaking out that box. It's not even people I know who's coming up to me telling me shit. It's just people. I keep having these encounters and these like conversations like that just question me. And I understand because I question others as well. But I feel like I'm detaching from the desire to do so. Like everyone's on their journey, everyone's on their path. And I feel like the resistance comes in when you're trying to align or force things that aren't meant to work, you know? And I just want to continue growing into myself as lonely as it can feel sometimes. And I know exactly what I want to be doing and what I should be doing, and not realizing that I shouldn't talk myself out of it or talk myself down from it because there will be people outside of me trying to talk me down and out. And I know the difference. I know the difference. I know it. I know what's an encounter, and I know what's a test. You get what I'm saying? There's encounters, there's things that are meant to validate, confirm, warn, encourage, like things of that nature. And then there's people who are projecting onto you, and that's a test. Because a lot of the times we become things that we are not because of projections around us. We choose to conform into boxes that we're forced to fit in or cornered or pressured into fitting in. Like some people are living complete lives, people are living lives that are completely counter to what they will want deep down inside, you know? And satisfaction doesn't just come from material means, it's in who you are. Like a lot of people feel like they can't create if they're not making money off of it when you at your core want to create. The money comes and goes. Maybe you'll make money from a creation, maybe you won't, but the search of validation keeps you from being an artist. You can be an artist. Like you can be an artist even if it's part-time. It's like we're all or nothing. Like if we don't choose to be ourselves, if we're s- we're if we fear being judged for it. And I think that's not fair to ourselves. I think it's not fair to ourselves. And I really feel like I want to encourage anyone who encounters me to be themselves, to embrace who they are, to be more authentic. And I'm having my own journey of understanding myself, and I want to be on the journey with people who also want to be on that journey. So I say that to say also, like, I'm gonna do the work. Like, I'm gonna learn what I need to learn. I'm gonna unlearn what I need to unlearn. Like, I don't want to come here and portray anything that I'm not doing, or that I know something that I'm not even taking into account for myself. I had to do that a lot this year, which is taking my own advice. And guess what? It works. And being caught, like, I can say things like that. Like, I just want to be who I am. I don't want to keep apologizing. I realize even if I go in videos that I've made before, apologizing for something, um, correcting something, over explaining something. I'm Sam. You're gonna take Sam as you take Sam. If you don't fuck with Sam, you don't fuck with Sam. If you do, you do. That's how I'm learning to process things, and also understand that I have a responsibility if I'm gonna be doing this, and if I'm really serious about doing this, and just talking in general. Um, Again, I have the responsibility of learning and unlearning. So I'm currently reading a book. Um, well, I'm reading different. I'm gonna keep reading different books and educating myself. So right now, something that I want to learn is about fat phobia. Um, I want to unlearn my concepts around weight gain, weight loss, exercise, health, eating well, and understanding how emotionally charged those things are within me. Um, you know, Talking about myself, I come from a family where a lot of women are bigger and treat fatness as if it's like a fucking terrible thing. So being me and growing up and being an adult as I'm gaining weight and knowing that I have these concepts where I know there's nothing wrong with being fat. There's nothing wrong with being big. But knowing that if I try to approach health and wellness and exercise because I have a condition that will make me gain a lot of weight, and knowing I'm in like a little standstill where I want to maintain my weight, but I also don't want these thoughts that make me feel like I have to do something or something is going to be wrong if I don't do something, where it would pressure me to be very unhealthy in the way that I choose to maintain my weight or lose weight or gain weight. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking that pause, embracing it, and unlearning and learning things around anti-blackness and fat phobia. And that's now that I'm doing that work, I know I'm gonna come and say things as well to y'all. Um, and I just want to keep doing that. Like, I want to unlearn things within myself and come back and deliver what it is that I'm working on. So yeah. um So I'm embracing that. I'm having fun. Um, it's not fun actually. It's very emotionally charged. I'm learning a lot about how emotionally charged things can be, especially like my relationship to food was so emotionally charged. I didn't know my relationship to dieting was so emotionally charged. Oh my god, like I've been experiencing a lot with making changes in my life. So I understand just how hard it is to change sometimes. But the work is well worth it, and it's not just in general, like not health health wise, mental health, physical health, emotional health. The work that you do is worth it. Okay. And I'm an advocate, get some therapy. Okay. So I'm explaining that, look, we are human as much as we are spiritual beings. And the purpose of humanness, I believe, is to understand yourself and to embrace yourself and to love yourself and to form your own connection with God and love God and understand, you know, just who you are, regardless of how society forces you to feel or convinces you to feel. So I felt like I had to start with that. Let's go on and start pulling these cards and get into this reading and expressing ourselves, express yourself. I feel like taking the Blue Messiah cards. You gotta express yourself. No. looking at my vision board. It says discipline, patience, silence. Okay, two cards came out. We have planetary shifts and we have inner vision. You gotta express yourself. Remember to stay hydrated. I really do want to take more of a focus of you. Let's talk about you. Like, I feel like a lot of readings are focused on just outside of ourselves. Let's take accountability for ourselves and where we are and what we want and how to get there. That's the work I'm doing, and that's the work that I'm going to come here with. Like, just we're going to take accountability for ourselves and how to get to where we want to be. Nothing stopping you but you. Nothing stops you but you. And grace goes a long way. As much grace as we give to other people, grace for yourself goes even further. Patience with yourself, discipline with yourself, and silence with yourself. So, planetary shifts. When the power of love overcomes the power, ooh, baby, when the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Jimi Hendrix. We are living in a transitioning world where there are many uncertainties. Time is speeding up, and many people are sensing great shifts in Mother Earth's vibrational frequencies. This card serves as a guide to assist you through the changes within your energy body as Gaia moves through her own spiritual evolution. As the paradigms of the old world pass and the beginnings of the new world emerges, the clash between the planetary mind and the heart can be felt. Resistance to move forward and merge with the peace and harmony of the heart can bring forth fear and controlling forces that create disharmony and the lure of illusionary distractions that target the mind. What is we talk? You get what I'm saying? I does this. I does this. We does this. We doing this together. You feel what I'm saying? What was I talking about? Even in myself, like whatever I'm experiencing in myself is felt on a collective level. It's felt within you. Even me talking about myself, you understood exactly what I was saying because it resonates. If it doesn't resonate, you will know. It's okay too. But it's like when you're making changes, you will feel the projections, bruh. You'll feel the projections. You'll feel even that internalized voice within you start to come about and tell you, da, 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 da. It's gonna be mean. It's gonna tell you all these things that you know just doesn't resonate, doesn't feel right. Um, Dear one, just as Mother Earth makes her transitional journey into the heart, so too do you move through these changes. If your mind is distracting you from moving forward with your heart, it is time to make a choice, heart or mind. There will come a time when both your mind and heart will coexist and work together as one. However, to get there, one must first surrender in entirety to the inner stirrings of the heart. When you follow your heart without the restraint of the mind, you align your energy with love that individually and collectively transforms the world in unity and peace. Chakra, solar plexus, and heart. Exercise. Spend time in nature and connect to the heart of Mother Earth. By doing this, you will strengthen your connection to your own heart. Affirmation. When I follow my heart, I am open, willing, and courageous in all that I do. So then we have inner vision, which is the next one. Inner vision. Your visions will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks inside, it awakens. Carl Jung. This oracle encourages your limitless abilities as a seer. The stronger your connection to source, the greater your ability to utilize your gifts. Dear one, it is your natural state to be psychic, so trust your inner vision and heart's compass. Facilitating a clearer connection to source removes barriers within you that limit the flow of love, inspiration, and guidance. If your beliefs limit your infinite potential in any way, dear one, look deeper and understand that there is no fear in love. True love gives you wings to explore the deeper realms within you and does not in any way limit your true expansive nature. As fast paced as the world can be, With all its illusionary distractions, it is vital that you take time to connect to the light of pure love within you. In this place of stillness, you will connect to Source. Your energy will be replenished and wisdom will be yours. Wisdom will flow through you as visions, insights, and telepathic guidance. These infinite blessings of love are yours to utilize, dear one, and they will guide and empower you through the earth's changing times. Universal love surrounds you and awaits your divine connection so it can bring ideas, inspiration, and magic into your life. Chakra, third eye, crown. Exercise, focus on one natural element, such as a leaf. Staying present, notice the intricacy of that leaf while allowing unconditional love, gratitude, and awe to fill your entire being. Affirmation, I'm connected to the source of light and see the world through the eyes of love. I've been, I'm getting emotional because something I've been feeling a lot lately is just, I just know, like, it's like I've been getting confirmation or validation of just how loved I am and how much I know God loves me. And to really say that with full certainty and to show up like that, to be myself, knowing God loves me and that I don't have to change. Oh my God, I'm thinking there's a song, You Don't Have to Change, Cool in the Game. You don't have to change. Like, you were made exactly how you were supposed to be. And the work that you do on yourself isn't to be counter to your true nature. It is to be exactly who you're meant to be and really show up in love. And sometimes you have to discipline yourself. Doesn't mean that you're being hard on yourself. It means that as long as you're doing things in love, you're showing up exactly as you need to. You feel me? Like it's hard to tell yourself to make a change or to do something different, but it's necessary. And the voice where I talk to myself, the way I talk to myself, and the way I will deliver messages at times is very straight to the point. So I really am straight to the point about the things that I say to myself, and that's love. It's been love. It's never disrespectful. It's never rude. It's just holding myself accountable to the life that I want to live and the life that I want to create for myself. Because inside of your heart, you already know what you want to do, but there's steps to get there, and it's not going to be an easy journey. But as long as you're showing up in love and knowing that you are continuing to do the work to work towards where you see yourself being is, I feel, all that you really need. Like, you're always going to keep motivation if you also keep discipline, if you also tell yourself the truth, if you also understand the fullness of your situation and how to get where you need to be. It takes some unlearning, it takes some work, it takes some work, and that's okay. It takes leaving situations alone. Okay. I feel like that's about to apply to somebody. It takes leaving situations alone. It takes removing yourself. It takes making changes. It takes admitting when you're wrong. It takes telling yourself. It takes correcting yourself. And it never has to be some punishment. Like, I feel like a lot of us grew up with hard love, tough love, and punishment and pain, and just thinking that that is the way to changing a behavior, knowing that fear, we fear things, and that keeps us restricted to the point that sometimes we even overindulge. No, it takes stillness with the behavior, understanding it for what it is, and then deciding to make something different and trying and trying and trying again, because you're not going to get it again. You're not going to get it right immediately. Like, you're not going to get it right immediately, and that's okay. Like, mistakes are very necessary in understanding, like, the behavior. I was talking about this with my friend, um just how a lot of us are perfectionists, and we will stop ourselves if we don't get it right immediately and then descend. So we'll be somewhere working towards something, and if we get something wrong, Boom. We say, oh, I'm not good at this. Boom. If you don't become a world class artist with that one painting you do, boom, I suck. Like, come on now. Why are you doing the things that you do? Do you do the things that you do because you love what you're doing or because you're expecting a certain result? So, what we're going to do is we're working on validation, our desire for validation, coming off of needing it, weaning off of it. You're going to wean off of it. I've had to wean. I'm still weaning off of needing validation. As much as I think I'm an oddball and I'm comfortable with being an oddball, I still, in some ways, crave validation. And it's hard to admit. It's sometimes I'm insecure, and that's hard to admit. We want to show up like we have all the answers, but when we find ourselves in a position where we know that we do not, it's like we refuse to learn. It's important to learn. It's important to keep trying as long as you know where you want to be. Sometimes there's extra work that goes into getting the result that you want, and that's okay. We want to take easy ways out. We taking the easy way doesn't mean you're not left with the work to do. There's always going to be work to do, no matter what choice you make. So let's go on. Unconscious, work towards goals. Very cautious. What are we talking about? A need for sensuality. Proud of you. Feeling a stirring in my sacral slash solar plexus. I feel it. Masculine, using their words to manipulate. Mm. Haul ass. Get the fuck on. Made a mistake. Powerful. Okay. Mental health needs attention. Stay clear. I feel the same before I get into the rest of the reading is that there's something very emotionally charged underneath the reason why it feels like some goal that you have is hard to obtain. And there's something to really reflect on. Like you'll think it's unrelated, but it is. Like, hmm, what do I want to say? I'm feeling it, but I want to give a better example. There's an example I want to give, but it's kind of like you maybe you had like a traumatic experience and there's something like you had a traumatic experience and there's something that you keep trying to like change, but without addressing that traumatic experience, you're finding that you're having a hard time and you're not connecting it. But there is a connection there. Like there's something you're trying to change. You had a traumatic experience of some sorts and you're finding it hard to make a switch in behavior and you keep talking down to yourself, but something happened and you need to address it and you'll find that whatever it is that you're working on will flow with ease if you really work on it, if you really address it. And I mean like professional help. I mean like professional help. I mean like if you need it. Well, I always will recommend it. Like I'm not here to say that there's on some bullshit. I'm not here to say that how you're going to get your work done, but I will say that professional help will help a lot. There's something like dark that you've experienced spiraling. It's taking a different like lens, but heavily protected. Ooh, wants to fuck, wishing evil, real codependent. And then we have manifestation coming and you look really good. There's something that you want to change and you're going to find more ease if you address whatever emotional, there's something pulled up is what I'm getting. Like it's like a there's something balled up. Like I'm doing like a jar. Like you jarred something up, and you're focusing a lot on something that you're doing. But when you open that jar up, as much as it's gonna suck and hurts, you'll find a lot more movement. And when I say open that jar up, I'm not talking doing it on your own. Like if it's really that intense, I feel like you should go ahead and talk to somebody for real. Like it's something jarred up, temperance. It's something jarred up. And if you feel scared to open that jar up, you might have to ease into it. Give yourself a lot of grace. Because you're trying to focus on something like maybe you're like I was talking about earlier, maybe you're an exercise nut or a diet nut, and I I feel motivated to read the book that I'm getting, and maybe I'll come back with more information. But maybe you're an exercise nut or fanatic, and something just doesn't feel satisfying to you, and you keep trying and trying and pushing and pushing and pushing yourself. But there's something there that you need to open up that you're avoiding. Or maybe it could be the opposite direction. It's something you need to open up. Because I said for me, I am a comfort eater. Me and my relationship to food is emotionally charged. So I'm getting like something like that. Like something you're doing is emotionally charged and you might have to open up about something serious because you're not being kind to yourself. You may think you are, but you're not being kind to yourself. In whatever way, you're not being kind to yourself. So maybe it's sex, maybe you've been pursuing pleasure, but you're actually hypersexual because something has happened. And I'm gonna just get into the reading because I know it's heavy. Okay. So, ooh, oh, unconscious, a need for sexuality. Ooh, whoa, sensuality. Unconscious, a need for sensuality. Work towards goals, very cautious. I'm reading it out of order, but I guess that's a need for sensuality, unconscious, work towards goals, very cautious. There's something you're doing unconsciously, and you're very cautious in regards to a goal, or you need to be a little cautious in regards to a goal. Unconscious, a need for sensuality on some bullshit, work towards goals, proud of you, spiraling, very cautious, masculine, and then temperance, spiraling, very cautious, masculine. Maybe you're not mm, temperance. I really do think you need to take some time with yourself, slow down, really evaluate yourself, understand what's going on. Um, spiraling masculine. And then I also feel the same. Maybe someone's feeling uncomfortable in their identity. Someone could be feeling uncomfortable in their identity, and that's also leading to certain behaviors. Um, Again, I'm not a professional, I'm not a therapist. I'm just reading. I say get some help for real. I can't tell you how to resolve this. I just point it out. Um, but I will say get some help. That's a resolve. Get some help if you need it. Um, a need for sensuality on some bullshit. Proud of you. It's just there's something you're doing that's out of control, a little out of control, and you need to be calm with yourself and patient. Like you'll maybe you're in the there's some a behavior that I'm trying to find the word for, but like you know how when someone will indulge and then just beat themselves up, you're in a shame spiral. There's a shame spiral happening. There's a shame spiral of some sort, and you need to give yourself a lot of grace and be patient with yourself. There's a shame spiral. Like maybe you're working towards something. Like, okay, maybe you're in a toxic household and you're really focused on something you're creating, really, really focused. Maybe you created something and it didn't go the way you wanted it to, and you're beating yourself up about that. But the problem is that you're in a toxic household. You get what I'm saying? The issue is the toxic household, but you're not addressing that. I'm giving you mad examples because it can apply to a lot of things. But some of y'all are in some shame spirals. Like you're something that you thought is going to give you a reward isn't rewarding you the way that you thought it would. So you're feeling really deep inside yourself. You're feeling ashamed, but it's an issue outside of that that's necessary for you to address, you know? So a different perspective, you need a different perspective on something. Like you're avoiding your feelings, and you're avoiding your feelings by beating yourself up, by feeling guilty or shameful or something. But it's something else to work on. Like there's something deep in there, deep. You did something thinking it will give you a reward, but there's something deep in there, and that failure that you had, that mistake that you made, was meant for you to reflect, and not just reflect on the mistake, but deeper than that, deeper than the mistake. It's the behavior. It's where is it coming from? The root. There's a call to find the root. Using their words to manipulate, heavily protected, haul ass, wants to fuck, made a mistake. The moon in reverse. Maybe someone made a mistake with you. I hate. I'm glad I chose to talk to you first, just in case you are the person. But there may be a case where someone has made a mistake with you, but it all goes into itself. Like we could sit here and we could blame each other, shame each other, but there's always things that get us in the situations that we be in, and then there's also work to do in result of the situations that we be in. We can choose to focus on the person, but we can also find the root. Like if someone has hurt me, I can sit and I can be resentful, and I've done it. Whew, baby, I get resentful. I could sit and I could be resentful, or I could figure out how to move forward. Because as much as I would want someone to understand the repercussions of their actions, the only thing I can do is focus on me and how I move forward, because what someone has done to me may not necessarily feel like a mistake to them. And that is okay. It's not okay, but it is okay. Like I was talking about the other day, like there's a girl that I in high school, she used to make fun of my hair. Like she used to call me she used to make fun of me having kinky hair, and she used to make fun of me having kinky hair. And then I saw her social media pop up, and she's just living. I could sit there and be like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" She used to make fun of me, and look at her. And it's like sometimes people just don't necessarily see what they're doing as a mistake. What I could have done is be upset, be upset, not learn to love my hair. But even in the moment, chose to love my hair, to learn my hair, to understand my hair to the point where here I am. Like I do colorful, fun things with my hair. And I can sit and I can hold on to it because I felt she was wrong. She may not have felt she was wrong, or maybe she's done some work on herself, but that's not my responsibility. The responsibility I have is myself and me moving forward, my life. You get what I'm saying? And I know sometimes even when it's heavier topics, it's hard. It's harder. It's harder when it's heavier because I've also been there too. When it's heavier, it's harder. But you owe yourself the comfort. You owe yourself the moving forward. You owe yourself the clean slate. You owe it to yourself to do the work to become better, to to feel wholer, you know? So heavily protected, haul ass once the foot made a mistake. And then the moon in reverse. I feel like that's the truth of the matter. Like people will understand things in their own way when it's meant for them to understand it, if they're going to understand it. But you owe it to yourself. Like with the toxic household, you can sit there and try to explain to your toxic household why they shouldn't be toxic, or you can move forward. And that's where the hard work comes in, the emotional aspect of understanding that it's time for you to make a change. A lot of times we lose ourselves in the understand me, explain yourself, listen to me, the pattern. To break free from the pattern is to take full accountability of how you can move forward and knowing that you can move forward. You owe it to yourself to move forward. Sometimes we think that the things we do that comfort us is actual comfort. It's not. Because maybe you're in that situation and I said there was someone who was working really hard on something, pouring into it, putting everything they got in it, and it didn't get the result that they wanted when they should have just worked on their need for validation in the first place. Or maybe you're dealing with all this shit and you're hypersexual and you think it's gonna make you feel better until you go home and you gotta deal with the same shit again. You feel what I'm saying? When you could have sat and understood how do you move forward from the situation, you're harming yourself. What you think is pleasure seeking is harm. Is harm. Unconscious harming yourself. You're doing something that's harming you. And you should have just sat with it. Sit with yourself. Um, a lot of times I feel like something I would say to ask is like the things that you do, if there was nobody else around, like would you still be doing it? Regardless, like whatever it is, like if no one was watching you, if nobody was there to help you or assist you with whatever it is that you do, like would you still be doing it? Would you still be creating if you had no audience? Would you still have the same thoughts around sex if there was nobody to sleep with? Like, and then challenging yourself. Now that I can't give you the answer on how to do so, but you know, powerful, wishing evil, mental health needs attention, real codependence, stay clear, and then the wheel of fortune in reverse. Mm, mm. Now this, I automatically think of a dream I had, but the dream was basically of a. Mm. So the dream that I had was of a controlling circumstance where I was telling somebody, "Hey, stop giving this person your money and use it on you, and I'm sure you would eat better." Like someone's giving their money for food to somebody else. And if they wouldn't would stop, they would eat better. They would feel more motivated to eat better because they're not working on a limited budget. They expect their budget to be limited because they expect that they have to give it away to somebody else. And I feel like that applies. Like a lot of things have been, I know this has been a very food related, there's been a lot of food related references, but that's just the space that I'm also in. All right. So I'm talking in regards to the space I'm in. And it's coming out, but it can apply to something else. Like there's something, somebody's more codependent on you than you are on them. Mm. And it's like there's a reason that somebody or something gets in your head, tries to get in your head. Because if you knew what you were capable of, there's so many other things that you would accomplish. If you knew just how much you're capable of, there's so many other things that you would get done. Things are emotionally charged because if you keep staying in that emotional space, it's easier for you to be controlled. So you need to stay clear where you're going and where you're headed, and knowing there's a way to get there. You can be the creator you want to be, but you need to stay focused. So focused to the point where when you do fail, you do not beat yourself up and destroy yourself. So focused on wanting to feel good that you're not taking temporary solutions, that you're actually doing the work towards it. Um and I can say that as someone who has done that. I can tell you from experience that when you take the hard way, while it sucks, while you're judged, while you're looked at funny, it's rewarding because what you build is sustainable. There's some steps to take. Like there's it's like every time you take a step towards something new, there are new obstacles. There's new voices outside of yourself and inside of yourself that you didn't even know was down there. And they come up and it says, "Why are you doing this? Hey, here's your coping mechanism. Go smoke a ton of weed. Coping mechanism. Here's your coping mechanism. Go have sex. Here's your coping mechanism. Go eat. Here's your coping mechanism. Exercise till you can't work out no more. Here's your coping mechanism. Disappear. Here's your coping mechanism. You over there, you want to perform in front of a crowd, and now you isolated. But the work is in there. The work is in why do I do this? The work is in why do I smoke so much? The work is in why do I keep having sex? The work is in why do I feel so shitty when I fail? Those are the questions we avoid. We don't want to ask ourselves those questions. It's hard, but it frees you. It frees you. You're easier to control when you just unconsciously doing shit. Let me tell y'all something about me. Baby, I'm a lesbian. Okay? I used to unconsciously have sex with men because of the work I wouldn't want to do, the shame I didn't want to feel, and still ended up feeling that shame because I'm doing something I don't want to be doing, convincing myself this is what I should be doing, even though it's like, why am I doing this? The moment you say why, things start aligning. Everything falls apart. You don't want things to fall apart. My family is toxic as fuck. Why do I keep trying? My partner is mean. What am I gaining? I hate my fucking degree. I hate my major. Why am I here? Why did my family tell me to do this? Why am I listening? Why am I, why am I, why am I? It's hard. It's hard. It's hard because those questions take you on, it really shows you the ways you feel so much shame. You feel so much shame. It really shows you the things that you do to harm yourself. And you have to sit there and feel it. And I say that's what I'm saying. If you're unscrewing that bottle, that jar, you might want to consider some actual like some you might want to consider some therapy. You might want to consider talking to a professional. There's different means. Like I've done Reiki. I've learned Reiki. I've done Reiki and I've learned Reiki. Um, I've done sensory deprivation therapy, yoga. There's different ways to feel in your body, but you are a human. You are a human being, and your solutions will be human. So that is Terry Reeves. Thank you for being here with me. Please come back.